would be the private citizen as a backseat rider on the Challenger Space Shuttle in January 1986. I would like to start today with a lesson on space. And I'm displaying some pictures of satellites, aircrafts, and a little bit about NASA. Here is NASA's, their logo, and it stands for the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA is a civilian agency that explores space and researches within and outside the Earth's atmosphere. I would also like to say NASA is made up of numerous centers. One center is the Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center that's in Houston, Texas. They specialize in actually manufacturing aircrafts. And another center is the John F. Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. They specialize in the launching and testing of different space vehicles. This is also a just like a shuttle, and it looks exactly like the Challenger that is going up in the next couple of years. Now that you know a little bit about myself, I would like to tell you about the well, as you may know, I entered this Teacher in Space competition on February 1st, 1984. After about 2 weeks, I got interviewed and stuff, and I was chosen as the 7th finalist of New Hampshire. Then I went on to do multiple interviews and recommendations and things I had to turn in, and I eventually was the top 10 finalist of the entire competition. I waited to see who was the winner and and when the competition was going to end. And finally, on July 19th, I figured out, I was chosen as a primary candidate of the Teacher in Space program. I was really excited about my achievement, but I was also sad that I was going to have to quit teaching for a little while. And then so I was wanting to inspire my students, and I wanted them to see that I, an ordinary teacher, could accomplish an extraordinary thing. I was sent then to be trained at the Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas, where I learned how to eat, sleep, and work in space. I had to familiarize myself with cameras and stuff that I would be using while in space. I had to be in flight simulators to find out how to work the space shuttle, and I did physical exercises and numerous activities to prepare for space. For going into space is to reveal the wonders of space to children across the United States. I wanted them to find my other purpose was to show that an ordinary person can do extraordinary things, and I wanted them to see that the different wonders of space and the adventures that I was going to be going on. I was going to be conducting lessons while in space, and I practiced those beforehand while I was training. I wanted me to demonstrate how the shuttle worked and the different parts of the shuttle. Then I was going to move on to introduction to the other astronauts that were in the shuttle. And then my second lesson was going to be to show how the production of metals and medicines were improved in a weightless environment. I hope that I have inspired each and every one of you to reach for your dreams and to convince you that ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary things. Oh, 1 minute, please. Oh, is it time? Okay, you never know. I'm sorry to have to leave so soon, but I just got word from NASA that they're making our shuttle and our mission leave immediately. And I want to leave immediately. Well, I guess I'll be off now, but I'll see you soon. Wish me good luck, and I'll see you soon from space. Oh, wait a minute. I wanted to tell you that on 6 other astronauts and I were, as we were launched from the Kennedy Space Center on January 28, 1986. Most people think that our bodies had disintegrated when the explosion occurred, but actually our crew compartment was found at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Our bodies were found still strapped into our seats, and they had recovered each body and had proper burials for each person. As the explosion, everyone died, but some had deployed their oxygen masks to where they were able to survive, but eventually died from the impact of the water. Even though I didn't venture into space or go into orbit, I touched the future.